Essential businesses, grocery stores, pharmacies, and liquor stores. Non-essential businesses, gyms, hair salons, and gun shops. That, at least according to New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy. But some in the gun business aren't having it. And now a Second Amendment group and a gun shop owner have sued the governor for shutting things down, including the processing of background checks. At a press briefing this week, Murphy defended his decision.
Listen, we made the call on essential versus non-essential. The Attorney General is welcome to weigh in on that, as well as the Colonel. I'm comfortable where we landed.
Joining me now is Ira Levin, who owns Legend Firearms in Monroe, New Jersey. Why did you decide to sue the governor?
You know, it's one thing to say as a business person, oh, I'm going to shut my business down, or I'm going to send home my employees, or I'm going to have my customers come in at one or two person intervals to maintain social distancing. It's another to have the state government say, not only are you going to shut down, but we're going to be turning off the background check system for the state of New Jersey so that you can no longer put in background checks. And while they may feel that's important or necessary, it's a direct affront or attack on our Second Amendment rights. There's a difference between deciding not to put in something and being told you cannot put in something.
What was it like before this shutdown? How many new customers coming into your store worried as the state government, both in New York and New Jersey, released prisoners?
It was a pretty crazy week in the shop. We saw a lot of new faces. I have a pretty regular clientele, and these were people I hadn't seen before. I can tell you this, that there was a palpable feeling of fear in the store. People were buying rifles and shotguns because they were convinced they were going to need something to defend themselves and their family against someone who either wanted to come in and take something that they had they couldn't get.
Ira, thank you again for joining me tonight, and good luck to you. We'll certainly stay in touch. All right, let's bring in our A-plus panelist and legal expert, former prosecutor, now defense attorney, Bob Bianchi. Good to see you, Bob. How are you?
Good, Bill. How are you?
So, Bob, beyond the specifics of this case, there's going to be a lot that unfolds over the next few days and weeks. I want to ask you about suing over constitutional rights. We've had a nationwide, effectively, shutdown when it comes to business, gatherings, et cetera. This is the Second Amendment. But what about the First Amendment? Is this a legitimate way to go after government?
Well, let's look at all of our amendments, as a matter of fact. What we're dealing here is obviously a national crisis, and governments have the right to be able, for the safety, welfare of their people, to take draconian actions in order to abate that threat. Nevertheless, it comes into tension with the Constitution. And essentially what the law says is that citizens can sue its government under 42 U.S.C. 1983, Bill. I know you didn't expect me to know that statute right off the top of my head.
I did. I knew you would.
It allows private citizens the unbelievable right to be able to sue your government to say, we're going to hold you accountable. I used to handle a lot of those lawsuits. And what's going to happen here, these citizens are going to say that the government had no rational relationship in terms of the actions they're taking and the diminution or lessening of their civil rights. So any citizen, and I used to love this, an ordinary, regular person, not somebody that's important or super special, has lots of money, can bring the government to federal court and say, prove that this was the right thing to do. I love that area of the law.
Bob, so what you're saying is the Constitution actually does matter, and people do have a say, and we should expect more of these lawsuits.
What an aspect, great aspect of our country that makes us super special, Bill.
All right. Thank you, Bob.